Live. America. Welcome to sports in layman's terms. I'm your boy Willie So-So, and to my right we have...
Your man, CB Franchise. What's up, America?
Look at the camera when you say some shit.
Franchise is working on this parlay. Never mind him.
Right. He got money to make.
Right. To my left we have...
To be determined. I'm back. Still haven't thought of anything. The gang's all here.
The gang's all here, and to TBD's left we have...
A work in progress. As I say all the time, if you ain't working on yourself, what the fuck are you doing?
Up.
Man, you guys got no name. You guys using different letters. We have TBD, WIP. You got like 20 other letters to pick from.
I'm about to come stay a couple letters. You keep it up.
We're not doing this.
I haven't seen you in a while, so you know I'm pumped. I'm ready for you.
Right. I mean, it can always stand for this big dude.
Oh, see
man,
there.
let's not go there.
What'd you say?
So, without further ado, let me just go ahead and move right along before the FCC shuts us down.
Joey's tweet one of the guys.
Y'all know how we get down on this show here.
I do have 2 X chromosomes.
No coach speak. No media spin. Just a bunch of folks at the bar talking sports, just like you. So let's get right into it. All right. I knew it was going to happen. I think we all sort of kind of knew it was going to happen. Colorado got blew out this past Saturday. 42-6.
Yikes.
By Oregon.
Probably shouldn't have that fucking 6, but okay.
Hey, man. I thought they were going to make it a little bit more competitive.
Oregon is good.
Oregon is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. But I thought that Colorado was going to show up a little bit more than that.
I didn't expect that. I didn't expect a blowout, but I expect them to show up.
You didn't expect them to show up?
Nah. I think Oregon was out of the league and USC is out of the league.
Yeah. Now, we're going to talk about USC in a minute. I want to stay on Oregon for a quick second. So, they get blown out by Oregon. Mm-hmm. Now, we all know how Coach Prime, was talking when he beat TCU and when he beat Nebraska. And I said then, I was like, Deion, talk your shit. I don't have a problem with that. But the minute you lose,
you're going to have to,
you're going to have to, I mean, you're going to have to geek down. You're going to have to own it.
He owned it.
He did. I just wish I just knew that he was putting a target on his players' back.
Was he really, though?
Yeah, he was. Media-wise, he was.
I don't think so. I think he's doing what everybody else has done. Is when we've been winning, because they've been looking to see us fail. So sometimes when you have someone aiming to be like, it's all fluff, it's all, and he should have stayed at Jackson. So he did make the naysayers shut up for 2 games. Sometimes you take the L. He's not the one that put all that. That's not him.
So you saying he should be more like Nick Saban when they win, don't say shit?
No, I'm not saying that because we know that Prime not going to do that.
That's Prime.
But what I am saying is he picked a fight. We already knew, like you said, T, the media was already gunning for him. He goes out and he picks a fight with him. You don't pick a fight with the media. You're always going to lose that.
How did you pick a fight with them?
Y'all believe now that all of that? Yeah, that's picking a fight with him. It is.
So, I'm asking you a question.
Only reason
was that player. Didn't he do the same thing though?
Huh?
He did the same thing as a player. He ain't changed.
He did the same thing as what players?
As a player.
No, as a player.
Well, see, that's the problem. He's not a player anymore. He's a coach.
He hasn't changed.
He's responsible for how this is going to reflect on his players, how people are going to come for his players.
But they were coming for them anyway.
Yeah. So don't give him no extra fuel. That's all I would say.
I feel like if the car is already on a full tank of gas, what he actually did was slow them down some. So he put some spikes out to shut it the fuck up. The vehicle did not stop. It still kept on rolling. But I don't feel like you should stop yourself from being like, and now what? But see, that's because I'm a competitor. So you're asking the wrong person because you keep saying I don't do something. I'm not going to do something. I can't do something. And I did it at least once. What now?
So one of my favorite sports figures is Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars used to go out and bust people's ass, including one Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Used to go out.
I forgot his middle name was Jeffrey.
And bust his ass.
MJJ.
And you know what he did not do? He just bust his ass and just look at him like.
Yeah, but that's because his voice sounds funny.
That's because he's
What?
not that type of person.
I get it, but I only
Barry Sanders
bring
used
it
to
up.
run and tear everybody up. He
Yeah.
never talked shit either.
I only bring that up to say, in this instance, if Deion just go out there, his players showed up, had a hell of a game against TCU, showed up, had a hell of a game against Nebraska, and you know that they're poking at you. They're looking for the sound bites. You don't necessarily have to give them one. You just go out there. You just sort of kind of.
I mean,
What'd you first say?
And then, in the event that
We got lucky.
No. I'm not saying you gotta eat the humble pie for no reason.
that's
What I am saying is just let it be the sort of kind of like the quiet confidence. And I know that ain't Deion, but he's not prime time that's in Atlanta or San Fran or Dallas anymore. He's the coach of a Power 5 football team.
And he wants
And
his
there's
team
something
to have
else
the
that's gonna
same
come with that.
personality that he got. That's what he wants.
not
but
even that, but at the end of the day, they know who they're talking to. That's like getting mad at Chad Johnson for saying Chad Ochocinco stuff.
No, but Chad Ochocinco is only responsible for Chad Ochocinco.
But at one point, they tried to make him responsible for the whole team because of antics.
he
Am I
wouldn't-
mistaken?
And he wouldn't let him. And the other thing that he did, speaking of Chad Ochocinco, is when it was on him, hey, this was me. But Coach Prime doesn't get to say, hey, this was me, because he is literally the mouthpiece for the whole team.
And what did he say after that loss? We got our ass whooped.
Yeah.
That's what he said. We took old-fashioned ass whooping.
And they did, and good for him for owning it. I'm just thinking that the media blow would have been lessened.
It
Had
wouldn't have
he-
been.
Let me tell you something.
Maybe not.
Because had he been quiet, they'd be like, oh, he ain't got nothing to say now.
I'm telling you,
None
hold
of his team, then, you
Right.
know,
So let me tell you this,
But-
though.
damned if you do, damned
Because
if you don't.
He even if he was not like I said nothing, it's Deion Sanders. They gonna fuck with him no matter what
They gonna mess with him
because they know who
regardless.
he is.
I mean,
And
hey,
they know the pedigree that he has.
Speaking of, okay, I was single though. I'm gonna say something about that. I don't know. We get to the NFL in a minute. You know they put him in the ring this week, right? In the Cincinnati ring.
Yeah, I saw that.
What they put up there?
Did they put Ocho Cinco?
They put Chad Johnson.
Johnson. I was gonna say they did Johnson,
They didn't do
but that's the
Ochocinco.
jersey he walked in carrying was Johnson. He
I
didn't
know.
even. They put it on the back. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. But go ahead.
long. Well, I just hope that there will be a bounce back. And this week they're playing USC.
Don't hope too hard.
Well, this is the thing. Last week I was like, yeah, Oregon is gonna clean their clock because Oregon has
That's what they do.
a hellified defense.
Yep.
USC, not so much.
USC,
So this is, I think USC is going to win, but this game is going to be a lot closer than people think.
USC is better than Oregon. It's
Huh?
not gonna be close.
You say what?
USC is better than Oregon. It's
I
not gonna be
disagree.
close. We're gonna find out.
I disagree. Their
gonna play.
defense is suspect.
They ranked with 6
But-
next suspect. Okay.
Also, this weekend, we had two games in particular that sort of kind of had me scratching my head and raising my eyebrow. One is Ohio State comes back to beat Notre Dame, 17-14.
That's why I turned the game on.
They should have lost the game.
Ohio State, not Ohio State, but Florida State beats Clemson 31-24, but it took overtime for them to do it. Now, at the time, Florida State
They
was
should've
ranked
lost that
number
game, too.
4. Ohio State was ranked number 6. Now, as a result of these two wins, Ohio
Ohio
State is
State.
now number 4,
Yeah.
and Florida State is number 5. So my question is, do we think that this was a more impressive win for Ohio State, or was the overtime win for Florida State more concerning? Did they sort of kind of get exposed a little bit?
So, you want to go ahead and Joey first?
I mean, because I didn't watch that particular game.
I'll tell you that.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
They both supposed to lost them games.
True.
My man missed that field goal in overtime, which would have won them the
True.
game for Clemson.
Mhm.
Ohio State had the last second. Ohio State had the last second pass for a touchdown.
Got lucky.
Won in the game, yeah. So, but I'm gonna say I'm not an Ohio State fan. I mean, I root for anybody in the Big Ten after somebody else get knocked out. We go a little further, but I'm not an Ohio State fan. But they should have never been knocked down in the first place, right? Because the simple fact is this: they were ranked with number 3. They hadn't lost the game, and they knocked them down. They should have been up there anyway. Ohio State. At the beginning of the season, they ranked number 3. They hadn't lost the game.
See, the beginning of the season, those rankings shouldn't mean anything.
Michigan
Georgia
still number
shouldn't have
2.
been number 1. Michigan shouldn't have been number 2. And yes, Ohio State shouldn't have been number 3.
But they shouldn't have, but they were.
Yeah.
And they hadn't lost the game. They still pushed them down.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they probably shouldn't have been that high to start. But this is what they set up though.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got to play by them rules. That's what they set up.
I saw some of that Ohio State Notre Dame game, and I don't think Ohio State is all that.
I don't like either team. So for me, that's why I didn't watch the game. I don't like Notre Dame, but I really, really, really don't like Ohio State. So for me, it's like watching just, would you rather somebody stick you in the eye with a pencil or like slowly pull?
Got it.
And so for me, impressive and Ohio State will never be in the same sentence.
So by default, you're just going to choose the opposite, which is FSU's
Absolutely.
Hey man,
Absolutely.
Your personal opinions.
franchise.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Actually, the more impressive was Ohio State though.
franchise. Do you think that
I'll give
the
them that.
Ohio State win was more
If
impressive?
by impress you mean
or
the Chinese restaurant I get my chicken
the
from,
Clemson
they're
game
delicious.
was
It
more
was a better,
concerning.
it was a better win
I
than
mean,
the
the
Clemson
FSU game more concerning.
And you will never hear me put better in Ohio
Can I
State
say
in the same.
negative on both?
Negative on both.
Negative on both.
You don't think?
I think the Ohio State win against a Notre Dame team that hasn't really proven nothing yet last year or this year, to me, and you only won by 17-14 because you had a coach on the other side that had mental lapse, only having 10 players on the field,
Right.
and people want to say this is a tough game played. No, it wasn't. This is just two teams that don't know what to do. They're still trying to figure out their
They playing
identity.
kickball and realize
But
they're soccer.
when I go to the Florida State Clemson game, I think Florida State's win, even though it took them to go to overtime to beat Clemson, was more impressive. And the only reason why I say that, like I said, double negative on the question,
Okay.
is because like Florida State had to go to Death Valley, a team that already had one loss. Playing a team that already had one loss, a team that they knew if they lost their second game, their season was over. So they had to know that Clemson would give them everything they got. Everything they got. And they still, even though it wasn't pretty, they still came out with the win. Florida State teams in the past would have lost that game. And we would still be saying, like, why is Clemson still alive here? And that Florida State put the death blow into Clemson. Their season's over.
Well, although I too, just like the rest of the panel, hate Ohio State, I think their win was more impressive versus Florida State's win being more concerning.
You forgot to use air quotes when you said impressive.
I didn't. Here's why. FSU is for real. And Clemson this year is not good. They are nowhere near good. They got the shit stomped out of them by Duke. They're not good. Florida State should have
No disrespect, Duke, man. They in the top 25.
Okay, and this ain't basketball.
You started laughing
Look.
before you finished saying that.
Florida State should have mopped the floor with Clemson.
I don't think that.
Conversely, though, and again, I gotta qualify by saying yes, I do hate Ohio State because I want them to lose and lose every time. Now the sad part is I hate Notre Dame even more, but
we got this week Notre Dame.
Ohio State is literally rebuilding and they're still winning. I find that to be rather impressive. If I just take the bias out, that's impressive. And by no stretch of the imagination am I going to sit here and say that Notre Dame is unproven. They're a lot more proven than what Ohio State was coming into the game and just about everybody else in the Big Ten.
I want to hear you say that about Notre Dame 5 weeks from now.
Well, 5 weeks from now, we're going to have 5 weeks worth of data.
When they're playing the teams that are on the roster.
Data.
Hello.
We're all going to have a different opinion
was on
because
Star Trek.
this is going to happen, but that's going to happen. So, I mean, of course we'll see.
You know you're wrong, man.
But yeah, we will see about it all. I to start, like you mentioned, the way that you shouldn't even have these rankings until you're 5 weeks into the.
I didn't go farther than that. I love.
You don't think
I didn't go like mid-October.
You don't think the Michigan win was impressive or the 3-0 Rutgers?
See, I tried to give him a little leeway.
Nope.
I tried not to talk about his little punk ass team, but no, you know what? We're not gonna do
They
it.
blew them out, man.
We're not gonna do it.
Rutgers was tough.
We're not gonna do it.
I need you to seek therapy.
Let's just move on to another team that is shitty in the Big Ten.
That's a lot of them.
Michigan State
Only 3 Big Tens in the top 10,
University.
top 25. Shit.
Yeah, Michigan State University is a dumpster fire. And they finally made it official today that Mel Tucker is fired. Mel Tucker deserves to be fired. But do you all think that this is a little bit premature, seeing as how the Title IX here?
You would have to ask the phone sex that he was having.
Hold on.
No, stop it.
He said premature. He
Damn,
was premature. When
damn the jokes.
Right.
Damn the jokes.
He was premature when he was on that phone.
The jokes.
If I
This was, hold on, y'all. This was premature.
And yes, it was.
Stop it. This was premature.
Oh,
they have a
man.
Title IX hearing coming up.
Just say too
But
soon.
Stop it. The Title IX hearing is coming up October 5th.
Okay.
Everything that they were planning to do, sending him the letter of intent to terminate, actually terminating him.
Okay.
All of this could have been done after October 5th, and they still could have been set to get their new coach in place, because that's probably the reason that they're doing it,
But
so that they can move forward.
so what's the problem though? Because with the type of
They
culture that
haven't
we
even,
have,
they haven't
So hold
even
on,
brought it out yet.
hold
but
on.
here's the thing.
Hold on. So hold on. So you think he gonna keep the job?
No,
Well, why wait?
because you actually should probably go through the proper protocols, like
But this-
having your day in court.
So
But
you
this is not
you think that they
and I knew you were
they
gonna go
did
there.
something out of protocol, that they did something they weren't supposed to?
I knew you were
They
going
fired
to
him
go there.
before they even had the hearing,
They could do it, isn't it? They could do that.
Here's the thing.
and it's premature to do it.
The thing that
Nah.
you're saying to me only works when it's a criminal thing. You know, like as far as you losing. Hold on, hear me out.
I get. Oh, go ahead.
So when it comes to that, I'm always a person of at least let the trial play. This is not even a trial. This is a bunch of people getting together about, did he sully the name of a school? Did he sully our rec-? You know how quick everybody is to save face. And let's call a spade a spade. He black. Like, what you doing? You was the head coach.
This is not a matter
I don't think
of
that's
nothing to do
with
race.
race.
Nah, this is
No,
nothing to do
just
with
hear me out. I'm just saying it in this regard. You knew your assignment.
Sure.
You know what it is. I'm not saying that the school is doing that because of that. I'm just telling him, sister to brother, you know what the assignment is. You cannot be afforded the same stuff that other people might get away with. But at the end of the day, your behavior was reckless. And if everybody has this, what is it called? The morality clause and all that stuff.
Sure.
They can just use that just
What-
off that.
Whether he was going to get fired is not the question. We know he was going to get fired.
I don't think
we
nothing's
know,
too soon to
we
save
know
face.
that he deserves to be fired.
So then
That's not
do
the
it.
question. The question is literally letting this particular process that they agreed to and set up, let it play out. Let's say they
Rip
go
the Band-Aid
hold
off.
on. Let's say they go to this particular hearing and we find out something, some type of bombshell. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's say that it does.
What?
Now, they already had egg on their face. Now it's going to be on there again.
you know what your key words you just said there?
If
It ain't gonna happen.
exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
it
Well,
ain't gonna
let me
happen.
ask you a
I
question.
So,
feel like if
let me ask y'all the
they owned
question.
the franchise,
Let me
I
ask
feel
y'all the
like if
question,
they
though.
was like,
So
oh, we got
they fired-
this, they wouldn't
what
even.
is the trial for? The hearing for? What is it for? It's basically about how much money we have to pay this man.
No, that's not what it's about.
That's what it's gonna be
No,
about.
the
It's about
Title
doing the
IX.
justification of
that's what
firing
it'll be
someone.
about.
No, that's not what the Title IX hearing is about. The Title IX hearing is literally about going over the tenets of this particular allegation.
So
Did
you don't
this
think
happen?
they got?
Did this not happen? Was it consensual? So forth and so on.
You don't think they have all the information they need to fire him?
I don't know.
I think they do. They just did it.
well,
I
they,
don't know.
no, they can fire him if he embarrasses the school.
They just did.
I get it. That's
At the end of the day, if you have a morality clause or all of that, you know, for whatever reason, athletes, now they're starting to bring it to the coaches, have this thing of like this purity kind of complex where you expect people to be so stellar so that their personal lives should just be as stellar as their
I didn't
professional.
think they actually be real stellar. They said no
That's
jack
what
off
it
on the
seems
phone.
like, but at the end of that's fair. But I wasn't on the phone call with him. But I will say the thing that he has that's going against him, if for no other reason, we've seen this happen before and seen the reaction that happens as a result of this type of behavior. Be smart. Don't be
I'm
stupid.
just trying to figure out at the time. Isn't his wife attorney?
I don't know.
Yeah, she is.
No,
Oh,
they're
okay.
not getting.
So what?
In his words, their marriage is over a long time ago. So
No, he's saying
Well,
as
it's been
far
a
as
long
she
time
can't,
ago.
That
she
makes
can't
them
represent.
strange. That don't make them
Yeah.
divorce, and that really
Right.
has no.
You know what makes them
bearing on
estranged
any-
prematurely on the phone. That's making him a little strange.
I know. I thought she might have been his attorney for this whole proceedings.
I have no clue.
I'm not about to clean up your mess.
But
You bust that on your own.
my only point is that
Joey, you ain't no.
every single thing that they've done thus far, they could have waited until October 5th or after
So
to
why?
go ahead and take.
hold on. I'm like, why you want to
Because
wait?
then it would be clean cutting it. Y'all talking about ripping the Band-Aid off? That's when you rip the Band-Aid. That is the drop dead date, 0.0, where they rip the Band-Aid off.
All right.
So is the hearing still happening?
Yes, it's still happening.
So they're just wasting all their time.
That's what I was just thinking in my head.
Okay,
Good luck, Tuck.
let's move.
Ain't no good luck.
Let's move on.
They see what high
Big
school
boy
got a job
football.
open.
Big boy football,
You are so silly.
the NFL. So this weekend was rather interesting. We saw some shit that we've never seen in our lifetime. We saw a team get beat by 50. An NFL team got beat by 50 fucking points.
It looked like a Madden game.
Look like
Miami-
a college game.
Miami beats Denver 70-20.
They beat the brakes off.
All right. So I have some real specific thoughts about the
Oh,
fallout from this,
Oh no.
but what else can be said that hasn't been said already about the Dolphins beating the Broncos 7-20? Anything?
Yeah, mule.
That's
I can say this. I can say the Denver Broncos might have just quit on Sean Payton.
you think they quit on?
I think they might have quit on Sean Payton.
I don't think so.
Because like I don't think that this thing here wasn't Russell Wilson's problem here. I think this is a team
The
saying
team responded.
hey,
You know, I'm just saying that. I
Yeah.
don't know if they quit on him, but I don't think the team is as good as it's supposed to be because Sean Payton got a different scheme, different program, and he's trying to get adapted to it. Russell Wilson in these last 3 games have had great games. He's had great games all 3 games, but the defense and actually to turn it to points
But maybe that's what franchise
just
is
ain't
saying.
there.
I think the defense are saying, no, we need to stop doing something here at practice and say what the hell's going on, what are we doing? And I wouldn't be surprised, sooner or later, a couple weeks down the road here, that there will be leaks that the team quit on Sean Payton that day, and like you might see maybe looser run practices now coming up
Wow.
soon. I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, how does the NFL team give up 70 points? Especially today's,
Easily, and I mean it was
with,
very.
with today's day and age of
Because
faster
the defense-
players
Hold on.
and analytics,
Agile
you
You
know
have
everything.
70 points
everything.
because
Yeah.
the Miami Dolphins have the fastest fucking team in the NFL,
They
and your
are
team can't
fast.
keep
That
up with them.
goddamn- That doggone
Yeah,
heel.
not to the tune
Yeah,
of
yeah.
70 points though.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
but they played people last year. They
The
played
one guy had
people,
fucking 4
yeah.
touchdowns himself.
We'll
They
see,
had
we'll,
2 running backs with 4 touchdowns.
we'll
That's
see,
what
we'll
I'm
see what
saying.
happens. We'll see what happens this week if they only score maybe 24 points against Buffalo.
So my
They'll play Buffalo.
specific, yeah, they
Play
do.
Buffalo this week.
My
Oh, you
specific,
talking about Miami?
Yes.
Come on, Denver plays another
Oh,
big
they
off
got,
team.
Chicago.
oh, they got another high
That's a
power
battle
team.
of the losers
Another
right there.
high power team, Chicago Bears.
my,
Right.
my
That's the battle of the
specific-
losers right
There's
there.
2 garbage trucks in the fucking
My
racetrack.
specific takeaway from
Who you got?
this.
Trash.
I got Denver.
Hold on. Okay, fuck them. My specific takeaway from this game that just ended. Oh shit, Miami just scored again. I don't think that Sean Payton is going to finish the season. I do not. If it does become a thing of where it comes out they actually quit on him, yeah, I don't think that he's going to finish the season out. I think he's going to find his happy ass right back in the booth where he can say all of the shit that he wants to say and dog out the media like he did in the press conference.
He's going to come out with
I
the
think
Urban
if,
Meyer health issues.
I think if
That part.
I think if Sean Payton don't work out in Denver
grown
and they
toenails.
end up signing him up in some way that he got to leave, I think Russell Wilson will ask for a trade. Get the fuck out of there.
I don't know who's going to take
Well,
it.
he done got his money already.
Maybe the Jets.
He need to go to the Jets. They need to go back.
Oh, that's the dude.
Let's not do that. Let's talk about something else that we saw that was sort of strange this weekend. Dallas Cowboys. They were favored by 12.5 points to beat the Arizona Cardinals.
Didn't.
Not only did they not cover, they didn't win. Not only did they not win, they lost by 12 points. So we all know that Dallas is going to Dallas. Do we think that Dallas is just starting to Dallas early?
Nah.
No, I think Dallas went in there and thought they could beat this team with their eyes closed.
I
And
think
one
they
thing Arizona
underrated-
had going for them, they had what was it, the defensive coordinator that is now the head coach in Arizona. So he saw this Dallas offense for twice a year for a couple years in a row.
They knew
So
what
he
to
knew
expect.
so he knew
They
how to
knew
play
it-
them.
yeah.
You know,
And because
I think this is one of them Dallas things where Dallas does Dallas, like you said, like who killed JR. But
right.
we know who killed JR. Arizona Cardinals did this
That's
week. And it's just I think it's because of the familiar of the head coach knowing that Dallas is.
And they didn't even make any adjustments in the offense. It's like the Prescott kept doing it. No, there was no adjustments to even try to make it a formidable game.
Well,
It was just sitting there, I tried to throw it again. Like,
but that's Dallas doing Dallas things,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
doing it early. We saw them do that kind of thing all last season.
that's why I don't
when
understand how
Dak
they're
Prescott
America's
came
team.
back.
I don't think it's take too much into that loss. We got to see what happens next couple of weeks.
Dallas
Well,
on Dallas.
I think Dallas is about to start Dallas.
Well, if Dallas on Dallas, they've been
And
12
They
and
only gonna
4.
be sitting there tomorrow. I don't
Well,
understand what happened. Yes, you
13 and 4 the last couple of years. They
This
don't Dallas on Dallas.
high-powered defense that everybody expecting so much out of, and then they fall flat on their face. That's Dallas doing Dallas shit.
So you think they're not going to be
I
in the
don't
playoff
know.
race? Come on,
This
man.
is game. We're going into game 4. We'll see.
They've been in the playoffs the last 5 years.
They're not going to the playoffs this year.
They're going.
They're not
They're going.
going to the playoffs.
They're
this year.
going.
They're not.
Dallas
going.
going Dallas.
They might wild
Dallas
card.
is going
Oh,
Dallas.
they're going.
But
They're not going.
let's speaking to
Shit,
somebody
they
that
struggled
is
going
going
this year.
to
Well, they
the
did. They got in,
playoffs.
no problem.
So here's somebody that is going to the playoffs. My Lions.
You don't know nothing about that, but let's go anyway. See,
After-
you'll talk them to a loss. Let's don't do that.
After the overtime loss to Seattle, it was a bunch of naysayers, a bunch of fans all worried and concerned. Oh my God, it's the same old Lions. So what they do? Probably come out, stump a mud hole in the Atlanta Falcons.
That defense.
So,
Falcons ain't that
America,
fucking
I'm
good, first of
asking
all.
you first.
Say what?
Falcons ain't that fucking good.
Are we ready to just go ahead and fully admit that Detroit is a good team and they are for real and they are somebody that you got to worry about in the NFC?
They finally said it online, as well as some of the sportscasters was like, this is no longer a look at the roster and be like, this is an easy win.
Mhm.
You got to go in there when you see versus, especially if you're coming to Ford Field. So we're finally starting to at least get the public respect, even though it's still a very humble little thing.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about
But-
like just said, oh, they cute.
Right? No.
Like,
People
no,
are
they for real.
finally, and I mean, they're literally using our games to compare against other teams now. They're starting to show the routes that we're doing. Like you're seeing more highlights of us as far as the moves that we're making, especially offensively. The fact that Goff scored a touchdown with his awkwardly running, but it was different offense this time, because at one point we used to have people on the field with us calling our plays, knowing what so now you don't know what to expect. And then they bounce back from interception. Like the defense this past Sunday.
Nuts. So
What?
Brian
I'm going to
Branch
save
is
my
early running leader for
Rookie of the
defensive
year.
rookie of the year
I'm going to save my comments to after this Thursday.
And the tight end,
until Thursday. Sam
Laporta.
Laporta.
Yeah.
Also doesn't.
I expect them to beat Green Bay. If they lose to that motherfucking glove, the fucking pretty much a rookie quarterback, I don't know what to say.
I mean, if we could beat Aaron Rodgers last year.
That's
Even
my
though
point.
I will say this, I try not to be too cocky, because we should have been able to beat Carolina and they end up winning last year. So I understand that. But the momentum is still going good. But the way that they are playing, it is sound
But
execution.
This
of the
game
plays.
this week is for first place. Literally for first place.
Yes.
Both of them are 2-1. Green Bay got the edge because they already got a divisional win. It's for first place. Now it's time to put your fucking talk to the wall.
Well,
All right.
I think
That's
they
the
will.
countryest shit I've
I
ever
think
heard,
that
but I
them-
like it.
I think that them losing to Seattle was a wake up call,
I think so too.
and the rest of the league probably need to watch out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this about losing.
Franchise.
I don't think they lost to Seattle, but I think beating the Falcons were overrated. Come on, dude. They're not that good.
All right, so I'm not gonna do that, and here's why I'm not gonna do it. They came into the game averaging 170 yards
Thank you.
a game.
And what team did they
rushing.
play to get that?
Algier, the team that we're about to play, the team that you're talking about might be sneaky good. The team
I say it was sneaky good. God damn, don't put that in my mouth.
Green
Pause.
Bay. Who they play? Green Bay.
Which ain't that fucking good to me either, though. That's my point.
I
They
can't
play
remember
Carolina, I
the first
think,
two.
too.
Carolina.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Not sure either. But
Who, Atlanta?
100. Yeah.
Atlanta beat Green Bay and they beat Carolina.
And they lost
Both
to-
games were at home. Atlanta beat
Right,
one.
and they got
and
their
then
first loss to us.
the first road game
Yeah.
was at here.
All right. So I know this. Green Bay does have a good defense,
We'll find out.
and Atlanta ran all over their ass. We have not let a team rush for 100 yards
Correct.
these first 3 games.
The Lions are 5th against the run this year. And already, I know it's small sampling size,
All
but
I'm
they're 5th
saying
against the
is-
run.
Why you want to say that this team or that team is overrated? I'm
Atlanta is
going
overrated.
to go the opposite way and say
Let's
no.
look at
We
the
stopped
numbers.
a good running team,
Correct.
and the numbers back it up.
They're still overrated. I don't give a fuck about their running game.
That's like
Overrated by what? Yeah, in layman's terms, they're overrated. All right.
You got to throw that hit in there, huh?
So
Look at that plug.
let's keep it moving. We could go on and break down all of the fuckery that we seen
Yeah.
in week 3 of the NFL.
It was wild.
But in lieu of what happened today, we have to go to the NBA. Now,
There was a lot of shakeups.
all year,
Man.
all offseason, we've been wondering, is Dame going to Miami? Is Dame going to Miami? When is he going to go to Miami? What is Miami going to give up? The answer? Nothing. He's not going to Miami. Today he gets traded to the Bucks, Milwaukee.
Fear the deer.
So in exchange, it's a three-way deal between the Bucks, Phoenix, and Portland. Portland gets Drew Holiday
That's nice.
and DeAndre Ayton.
Yep.
Phoenix gets Yusuf Nurkic
Yeah, the third guy, too.
and Grayson Allen. They get 2 no-name people that we have no clue about.
But that
Plus,
DeAndre
like a
Ayton-
bunch of picks for like 50 years down the road.
Right.
I'm not even going to talk about that.
That's a good look for
This is
Portland.
interesting.
For Portland.
Now, and as I said, the Bucks get Dame Lillard. Now, before I ask this next question, I'm gonna go through a couple of other trades or free agency signings that happened this offseason. Kristaps Porzingis went to the Celtics.
Big
Good
move.
job
Big
pronouncing
move.
that.
I tried. Chris Paul went to the Warriors.
Now that was crazy.
That
Didn't
ain't
see
never
that
happened
coming.
there.
Did not see that coming.
Fred Van Fleet goes from Toronto to Houston.
Overpaid.
Marcus Smart goes from the Celtics to Memphis, and Bradley Beal also went to Phoenix.
No
Now
defense.
that Marcus Smart to Memphis is gonna be something special.
It's going to be interesting to see once they get dumbass back.
John Morant. That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's going to
That's
be
what I was
interesting to
saying.
see.
'Cause
And they also signed Derrick Rose to hold down the fort for the first 25 games.
yo, I didn't know that.
So we'll see. But out of all of this, how does this change the landscape of the NBA?
I'll tell you this, man.
I'm
I
still
watch
bored.
NBA. I watch NBA religiously, so Damian Lillard did want to go to the Heat. I don't know how he ended up with the fucking Bucks. People are calling foul already.
Yep.
They calling foul already.
Shout out Jimmy Butler.
But you give up. Damian Lillard's a scorer, but Holiday's a better defensive. You gave up
Yes.
defense.
Yes, he is.
You
Yes,
gave
he
up way
is.
good defense on your point guard for Lillard. So I think I don't know if they're gonna work out. I don't.
Oh no, Dame going to
Bucks.
the Bucks. Oh, that's gonna work out.
It
And
is.
it's gonna work out.
It'll work
very
out
good.
if Middleton can stay healthy.
That's a
Yeah.
wrap. No, that's
Oh,
a
it's
wrap.
a wrap because
Nah.
Freak's still there. So
Yes.
in the middle. Oh, that's
That's gonna be interesting. But
It reminds
the only-
me of when they had LeBron and them go to Miami Heat. So when it was LeBron
Yeah.
and Chris Bosh, and that's what that puts me in the mind.
The
frame.
but
the big-
not
the big
so
move that though was-
fast though.
The big move in that was to me. They moved Ayton
Yeah.
out of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
To the Portland.
Now, so this is why I'm asking the question: how is the landscape of the NBA changing? my favorite is still intact. I said I'm still rolling with Phoenix. Phoenix now has KD, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Yusuf Nurkic, and Grayson Allen.
They ain't got no defense. They do got a dirty player, I guess.
If you
They
score,
don't play defense for real in the NBA like
you call
they
it
used to.
Grayson Allen dirty.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
They do got a dirty player. He might be the defense they need to cut somebody down.
But
Where's
then,
Beverly?
but then,
He on the sideline talking to everybody else.
But then the next thing
if
you
Rick
got-
Mahorn was white, he'd be Grayson Allen, right?
Right.
I've never liked Grayson Allen, and yeah, I do think he's dirty. But the boy could shoot the ball.
And
Nah.
Dookie could, but not in the NBA.
Where is Beverly? Because he
But here's the other
just hitting
thing.
somebody with a Nancy Kerrigan hit.
No, but here's the other thing, though. While we're talking about that, Chris Paul is now lined up with Steph and
I know.
and Clay and Dre, and Kristaps Porzingis is now lined up with Jason Tatum and
I think
That's a good
Jalen
look.
Brown.
I think the Porzingis
But what
is
they gonna
better
do
than
with
the Chris
Jordan
Paul
Poole?
thing.
They traded him already.
Oh shit, I didn't even
I
see
think
that.
Porzingis is better than the Chris Paul thing. I think Chris Paul. I don't know, man. He ain't the Chris Paul of old. If he was the Chris Paul of old, it'd be something.
He doesn't have to be the Chris Paul of old.
Because
He's
he
playing
has
next to Clay and
It's
Steph.
Steph Curry.
Really?
He's
Exactly.
coming off the bench.
Real quick on them two players.
But then he could be the filler, so that way Steph Curry don't have to play as many minutes as he was doing. That's
He's
what it
coming off
is.
the bench.
It reminds me of the Pistons when they had Rip
No, they're going to play them. I
and
think they're-
Chauncey, and then
Yeah.
they had Lindsey Hunter and Mike Jones.
But
in
I
the
think they're
background.
going to play them all together and run a 3-guard offense and shoot the
And-
blood out the ball and
You
run
know-
the score up on people.
No, I
them
don't
two
think
players
so.
and their new team.
But
Hold
they
on.
got position as
Hold on.
basketball right
Hold
now.
on. What'd you say, franchise?
like them two players and their two teams. I'm going to have to slightly disagree with you on the Chris Paul thing. I think Chris Paul is going to be an off the bench player. He's going to be the
He
sixth man.
is.
He might be the sixth man of the year award. You might as well just put that in there now.
That's how I feel.
But I'm going to say there's probably going to be some days where he's going to play a lot more than a player that comes off a bench, where he might play
Correct.
a lot more. Kristaps Porzingis going to Boston. I think Boston lost a little toughness, not keeping Marcus Smart.
They did. He was
You
the
know,
defensive,
and I'm just
player of the
wondering.
year last
I'm
year.
just wondering if Porzingis can sit inside the lane and take the hits and put his ass on the line with a team that's already has Tatum and Brown, who've already been shown to be injury prone.
All I need is Kristaps to do what we know Kristaps to do.
That's
Is
all
he
we
gonna
need to
go
do.
inside? Is he gonna go inside a little bit? Sure. But where are we gonna find him? Midi,
Squaring
the
up,
three-point
faces
line.
off.
I'm just excited to see these
That's where
Warriors.
we're gonna find him.
If we
I'm
get,
not
they
gonna
get the
hold
Chris
you up.
Porzingis of New York days, they okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
still don't think they're gonna win that way
It's
because
gonna
I
be
think
interesting when they're going to
the
put
Bucks
him
will
on the
win
front,
the
when they're going to
East.
put Porzingis on the front line day after day. You know,
It can happen, and we know that they're not gonna be the post-up team. They really weren't the post-up team last year or the year
we still
before
waiting on
that.
a big move though to happen though. Still waiting to see what James Harden go.
Yeah, who
I know.
cares?
Every
He's
time
try-
he goes
he's-
somewhere, he never do
No,
nothing
he's
supposed to do.
probably going to be in Milwaukee tomorrow, right?
Ain't no telling with him.
But
Well,
well,
piss him off
that's
simply
some of the
I'm
bigger
excited.
trades
I'm
that
excited.
occurred. Now, of course, you all know we are being live from Snookers, Livonia, Michigan. That's in proximity to Detroit. We are Detroit sports fans,
Facts.
so we have to talk about
Pistons.
where do we think they're going to be. What is your initial expectations for the Pistons?
And one look,
I expect the Pistons to make the playoffs.
You
Young,
expect to make the
young
playoffs?
nucleus last year had to get something going. Cam coming back. I expect they got a
it's about
nice
Kate
young
Cunningham.
Cunningham. They got a nice young team.
They
And I
do.
think with the right coaching, this is the first year,
Monty Williams.
they can fucking go somewhere.
They have
Not win the
such a young
Eastern
team.
Conference, but
Right.
they can make some noise.
maybe the 9-10 spot.
They can
maybe-
They can make some noise.
they can shake up the
Playing game.
Yeah.
I think they actually make the playoff without the playing game.
I'm excited to see what they can do because they have such young talent. But if you don't know how to harness it and move it the right way, that's why it looks so scuttlebutt on the court.
Well, Monty Williams.
But I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, Monty Williams he proven he turned Phoenix around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and well, I mean, he got a bunch of young talent, and
That at least
they
made some
cultivate.
noise. Exactly.
So we'll see. From all reports, Kay Cunningham and Jalen Duren have taken some big steps forward. So yeah, I'm looking forward
I'm
to
excited.
They said Kate Cunningham played real well at the
it. At the
the summer league.
FIBA, when he was
thing. Yep.
the only thing that I really need to see, and I hope that the young boy has been working on it, and that is Jaden Ivey has to
I
improve.
like Ivy.
I love him,
I do.
but he has to improve his jump shot.
Yes, he does.
All right, so the
He needs
team-
to become more
So
consistent.
the last team to make it to the play-in playoffs for the NBA had 41 wins. 40 wins, I'm sorry, which was Chicago Bulls. So for the Pistons to get into the playoffs, you think they can get that 41 wins this year?
Yes.
I think so.
That would be almost going
That's
500.
extra.
You're going
That would be
500.
extra
You're going 500
games.
and you're going 17. You are going 25 plus 25.
I think
I
they
think
can
they
do
can pull
it.
it off.
You're going plus 25.
I'm just looking.
Or
They
plus 24,
won what
plus 24.
27 games
Plus
last
24.
year.
Yeah.
So to get to 40, to get to 500, extra 14 games.
The team with the 40 wins was the last of the 40.
So 13 games.
They had a lot of
Right.
games that they should have won. They let go toward in the fourth
No, they
quarter.
had 17
True,
last year,
true.
so they have to win 23.
And I think
What?
They were 17. They had 17 wins last year.
17. Why did I think 27?
So they have to
Because
win.
that's what the over
They're going to have to win another
Okay.
23, maybe 24
So what
games
I think they
I
can.
think
to
they
get
can
into
do
the
it.
talk.
They can do it.
That's
Get
a
into
lot.
the talk.
I think
Get
they
into the
can.
talk.
They
I
can
think
do it.
can. I
I'm
think they
gonna
can.
be pulling for him, but that's a lot.
I'm be pulling for him, but I'm gonna put my wallet, keep it in my pants. I'm not gonna.
You pick
I
your
like
parlays
y'all
right
Yeah,
now.
Mel Tucker.
Don't you do it.
You pick your parlays right now
I
for that.
tried, Joey.
Don't you do it.
I tried, Joey.
But
Let's move on to my
yeah, I took it in your pants.
favorite. Shut up. Sports. At least my favorite sports for right now.
Oh,
What, we gonna talk about hockey?
No.
tennis.
No.
Golf,
No.
Squash?
Never.
pickleball.
Baseball.
They had a ball in it.
I'm not going for it.
All right.
Not doing it. I ain't gonna take the bait. Clickbait.
My Tigers.
Bums.
Well, as I speak, they've just beaten.
It's a rain delay.
It's a rain delay.
Rain
I thought
delay.
They
they
won.
were up 4-0. Okay, no worry. I thought they were still. The game was over.
You be
But it doesn't matter. America, if you've been watching this show for any length of
You
time,
be hating.
you know that myself, Willie Soso, and work in progress, or as we like to call him, Whip Bayless. We have a bet. The bet was that the Tigers wouldn't win over 71 games. Well, America, as we sit right here today, this evening, my Tigers are 74 and 83.
Is it more than 72?
Last I checked. So, I would like for you, America, as well as the rest of my castmates, to repeat the following. Whip,
Whip.
give
Give me
me
my money.
Give me
my money.
My money.
I ain't got my nickels yet.
It's my money,
Dollar
and I
bill,
want it
y'all.
now.
Dollar
I got
bills.
20.
America.
What? I got 20.
Show me the money.
$20 of pennies.
He's on the hook for $20.
I got $20 of
He
pennies.
wants to see his quan.
I want my
You gonna throw
quan.
a penny at them every time?
No, I'm gonna give him a bag of pennies right now.
Okay. Go
Actually,
get it.
no,
But I've been
literally
waiting for this segment.
I actually hold on. I actually was gonna go to the bank and get a $20 of pennies. I'm gonna do that for real.
And I was going to concuss you with said pennies.
I was gonna put that bag right there. Bam! There you go, your $20. But I didn't get a chance to go to the bank today. And I usually don't carry cash. But somebody gave me cash.
I don't even
today.
think they got coins like that at the bank anymore.
What?
I don't think they have coins like that at the
Yes,
bank
they do.
anymore.
They give you the rollers. I take them out the roll. I crack them open. I put them in the bag. But you know what? I'm gonna do
He gonna
something
hit you
better.
with the Looney Tunes.
I'll go. Actually, I was gonna say, give me $20 in Canadian pennies, and I'll.
So that would have been like damn near double.
Yeah.
I'll
And
He's got like
Canadian
$25
pennies.
for him.
I'm gonna give him 20. But I do have some money in my pocket. Let me see what I got here.
Uh-huh. 5, 10, 15, 20.
That's
Hold on.
20.
Hey. Count my money. Got that.
We don't condone
America.
betting. We don't condone betting.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
We do.
And if you have a problem
We
with
do.
betting,
I'm gonna leave it there to the end of
And
the
that's
show.
what finders fee.
Ain't no fighter fee. What he find? Luck me?
But
Oh,
let's move
he found
on
some luck.
to more baseball because we're getting down to the end of the regular season.
Yep.
Got about 5 games left. And for us Detroit sports fans, it's the end of an era. Farewell to Miggy. By the time you see us again, he will be retired.
Yeah.
He has
And we
a
just wanna
party
say
at
thank you,
at,
sir,
uh,
for the memories.
He has a party at Tiger Stadium on the 30th
That'll be his last.
that you can buy a ticket to.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, they're having a.
Sunday's gonna be
tickets
his
to it.
last game.
There it is.
Right.
Celebrate this weekend. Come on down.
9 to 10-1.
This is a guy who,
He
as a
said-
Tiger, was a Triple Crown winner.
Yep.
He was the batting champ for several years. Upper echelon 500 plus home runs. Speaking of which, he hit one tonight
Sure did.
right before the rain came down. He's an all-time great. And kudos to you, sir. I wish you well in your life after baseball.
Yep.
You gonna be a
Job
commentator?
well done, sir. Job well done.
You'll be a commentator somewhere.
Now,
Thank you.
since I got my money,
Oh shit, you got money.
Now you can buy me a drink.
let's play a game
I was thinking the same thing.
called Make a Bet.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure that you could probably find these odds on any betting app. So I don't have the actual numbers, but these are some things that I'm sure you could bet on, and I want you all to pick one out of the next 3. That if you had to go and bet, say, oh, I don't know, $20, which would you bet? Would you bet that it's going to be Atlanta Braves versus the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series? Or would you bet that it's going to be Atlanta Braves and the LA Dodgers in the National League Championship Series? Or would you bet anybody but the Atlanta Braves are going to make it to the National League Championship Series?
Not Miami's gonna put up 70.
No, we're talking baseball.
I'm gonna bet Braves Dodgers.
Braves Dodgers in the NLCS.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet an umpire's going to be at the game.
Not one of the bets.
All right.
I'm gonna go Braves Orioles World Series.
Braves
I'm going to
Orioles
say-
were going chalk, huh?
Yeah.
Because I'm difficult. I'm going to go anyone but
The
the
Atlanta
Atlanta
Braves.
Braves.
Okay, so main reason I picked the Atlanta Braves is because they're the best team in baseball. So I just figured that'd be fun. And it's with that said that, yeah, I'm going anybody but the Braves
We got the
in
same
the
bet.
NLCS.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. This was
Hey.
not planned, America.
Why am I doing it?
You might as well give me
He's
back that 20.
antithesis.
Because baseball. Shit happens. I don't have a reason. With that said, America, this has been sports in layman's terms. And I'm sure you probably heard something ridiculous on this show. And that's cool. Holler at us, let us know about it. You can find us on Twitter at Layterm Sports. You can find us on Facebook at Sports in Layman's Terms. Hell, you can even Gmail us at sports, what is it? Layman's Terms Sports at Gmail. Give us some feedback. Make sure you check the YouTube, Sports in Layman's Terms. Click, like, subscribe.
You can chat with us live.
You can chat with us live. We're
With
here
us
every
live.
Wednesday, 8 p.m. Check us out. Again, on behalf of Whip, TBD, myself, and Franchise, this has been Sports in Layman's Terms. I'm going to get $20 worth of drinks.
Good night,
Lions.
America.
Go Lions.
Bring me one. On your bill.